What's up, y'all? What's up, world? C.A. Pate back at you with another video. Today's video, I'm gonna show y'all how to play this addictive game called baccarat. We're gonna talk about this game called baccarat and how addictive it is. And so let's try to get into it. This is the banker side. This is the player side. This is the banker side. This is the player side. Banker gets 2 cards, player gets 2 cards. Out here is a bunch of seats. Nobody is playing against each other per se. You're either betting banker or player, or you're betting tie. They have these little boxes off to the side where it's tie, and tie has it's an 8-to-1 ratio on the ties. At some casinos, they have all these things at the top. It's a dragon. So you got dragon down here. So that's, if either side has 30-to-1. So one side has a 9 on a 3-card draw, and the other side has a 0 on a 3-card draw. That's called a 30-to-1. So if you got $100 on it, you get paid 3 rand. If you are betting tie and you got $100 on it, you get paid $800 if both sides tie. Some of the casinos in Indiana have a thing called a 200-to-1 tie. So if you have if both sides end with a 3-card 7-7, you get paid 200-to-1. So if you got $100 on it, it's 20 grand. They also have at the top where you have a dragon tie banker. So that's if banker comes out with a 3-card 7 and wins, that means you get paid 40-to-1. So you got $100 on it, you get paid $4,000. Player has a 25-to-1. So player, that's called the panda, basically dragon, or panda, not even dragon, it's just called a panda. So that is if the player comes out 3-card draw equals 8, then player gets what they get. So they get 25-to-1. Got $100 on it, it's $2,500. Then you have so you got all these bets you can bet, but if you want to keep it simple, you just either bet banker or you bet player. You bet banker or you bet player. Then they got another last one. So it's usually 4 at the top that you can bet on. These are separate bets aside from banker and player. It's called 9-9. So if one of the sides comes out with a 3-card draw of 9 and wins, then you get paid 10-to-1. So if you got $100 on it, it's $1,000. Rarely happens. Then if both sides come out 9-9 tie on a 3-card draw, you get paid 75-to-1. So you get paid 75-to-1. All right. So again, both sides take a card, right? This equals nothing. So this is nothing. This is 2. This is player. This is banker. This game is called baccarat. It's at every casino. So this is let's just say this is a face card. This is monkey 2. So we're going to say this is 2. We're going to say this is 2. Matter of fact, we're going to get the joker out of here. Give another card. That's 7. So a 7 stands. So this is a 7-7 tie. So if you had money at the top where it was that you're saying that a 7-7 is going to hit, remember a 7-7 tie on 3 cards on each side is 200-to-1. This one is a 50-to-1. So if you had $100 on it, you made $5,000 off this bet. If you had $100 on it, you made $500 off a 2-card on each side, 7-7 tie. If you had $100 on it, you made $5,000. If you had $1 on the bet, you made $50. Let's try to do it again. Player gets 1 card, face card. Banker gets 1 card. It's a 3. So we got nothing to 3. Player gets a card. So this is 1. This is 3. Banker has to take a card. That's 4. 4-to-1. If player gets another face card, which 9 times out of 10, this next drawing will be, if player gets another face card, banker will automatically win 4-to-1. Oh, player drew an 8. It is over with. That's over with. Player just wins. It drew an 8. It won. So it won 9-4. It won 9-4. So kind of hard to explain it. So, well, not really, but there's so many rules to it. So player gets 1 card, banker gets 1 card. Player gets another card. That's called a natural 8. So a player cannot take a third card. Banker has 5. 9 and a 6 equals 15. So that means player has 5. Player has 5. Banker has a natural 8. If you have an 8 and a king, a 9 and a king, that means you automatically basically won unless you have an 8 and then banker has a 9 total. So if this was another monkey, as we call it, so this is called a monkey. So if this was a king, queen, jack, this would have won. It would have been natural 9 over natural 8. So you can also have natural ties, obviously, if both sides equal 8 on a 2-card draw. Let's go to another one. So what's that? 10 is a monkey. Banker gets a card. So those are 2 monkeys, so they equal nothing. That's 20, but they equal nothing. Oh, so we got 2 cards on each side. You can only take a third card on each side. If either side has 6 total, 6, 7, 8, 9, they stop and you just have to see if the other side could win. If the one side has an 8 or a 9, the other side can only draw 2 cards to try to beat that natural total. If the other side has a 7, 6, it stops. It can't draw another card, but the other card can draw a third card to try to beat that because it's not a natural 8 or 9. So let's draw another card to see what happens with player. Player has 3. Player has 3. So now we got to draw a card for banker. Banker has nothing. Banker finished with nothing. So player wins. So the dealer goes and the dealer puts the cards up front like that to show that player won. So you got several rules of thought on this, right? So you have banker. Banker is going to win probably 51% of the time. Player is going to win 49% of the time. So some people just go with, hey, I'm just going to keep betting banker because it's supposed to win more often and it has more ways of winning. So banker wins a lot on 4s, 5s. Player doesn't win a lot on like 4s and 5s. What else do we go over? So again, the game gets kind of addictive. You got mini box, and that's where the dealer only touches the card like I've been doing. And then you have big box where the players touch your card. So you got the card, somebody, dealer, they draw the cards out, dealer throws them the card, and you got players and they're just sitting up there bending the cards all the hell up like this, and just to see that this is a card. And then, so then you got all the players sitting around the table. In my opinion, you know, I hate sitting in like the 8th spot. It just seems like an unlucky spot. What else? So I usually sit in spot 3, or I'll sit in spot, I like 1 or 3. I usually don't sit at a lot of the other spots. So at the table, if spot 3 is not open and spot, or 5, I like 5 too. 1, 3, or 5. If one of those isn't open, I usually don't sit at the table. It's just my own little weird superstition or whatever. So like one of the first days that I ever went, I bought in for like $40 and I won $500. So you got tables where you can bet $10 a hand. Then you got other so those are usually tables where you can't touch the card. The dealers are just only going to touch the cards, right? Then you have tables where it's $25 a hand. So then usually on some of those tables, a hit or miss. The dealer might touch the card or you may touch the card. It just depends on what the casino is, on is saying. Then you got $50 tables. Usually those are big box tables and you can touch the cards, but I have seen in some casinos where no, there are $50 tables and you still couldn't touch the cards. Then you have $100, $500, and $5,000 tables. All those tables, usually you're going to be able to touch the cards. Man, them cards get all messed up. Man, I've seen players lose, a $5,000 hand or a $2,000 hand and just take the cards and just throw them at the dealer. Just throw the cards in the dealer's face or whatever. Just major disrespect. Man, some of these people are just straight crazy. So, just giving a little tutorial on baccarat. It's a game that I got addicted to. It's still a game I like, but you can't go to the casino every day and play it. You're gonna eventually lose. It's too addictive. It in some way it's just like blackjack or the slots or whatever. It ruins your, life at some point. So then they have a board that sits like at the table, and the board is kind of like for show, right? It's a nut, so it's like it's showing you what were the last 20 things to hit. So like if banker's on a run, you're not going to be hitting player, so it'll say, hey, banker hit the last 7 times. The banker side went the last 7 times. The banker side is what won. You're not going to bet player. If banker went 20 times, you're not going to bet player. But honestly, you got a lot of idiots that do. They still bet player for for whatever reason. So again, this is the player side, this is the banker side. So player gets a card, then banker gets a card, then player gets a card, then banker gets a card. So let's go to the numbers. What do you guys say this equals? Not 21, people. This is baccarat. This equals 1. What is this? An 8 and a 4. So it adds up to 12. So it's 2. So you take the 10 off and it's 2. So that's how it works in baccarat. So each side, neither side had a natural 8 or a natural 9. So both sides have to take 1 card. No more cards can be taken after that. It's only a 3-card draw. So the next card out, this is an 8. Player has an 8. That's going to be hard to beat. So a 10, a 1, or ace, and a 7. This basically is 8. So you take the 10 off the board. 10 equals 0. Basically, 10 is 0 in this game. This is 8. This is still 2, but it gets an extra card to see if it can get to 9. What do we got here? So we got an 8, a 4, and a 2. An 8, a 4, and a 2. So you take the 8 in the 4, and basically it adds up, as I said, to 12. So this is 5. So you take that, right? 12. This is 15. So this total is 15. So you take 10 off of it. So you subtract 10. So 5. So player 1 again, 8 to 5. So what happened in some of our last few hands? Player 1, I think 3 times in a row or 4 times in a row. So what would you bet? You're going to bet player on the next hand. So we're going to keep betting player until player runs out. So this is a lot of times where people will tell you to up your bet because it won 3 or 4 times in a row. So up your bet. It's probably on a run. Next thing is player. When you play at the casino got to make money too, right? So they don't just make money off your losses. They make money off your wins. So if player wins, you don't pay any commission. If banker wins, you have to pay a 5% commission to the casino. So just in simple terms, let's say if you bet whatever, $25, if you win, you owe the casino $1.25, and they're going to take it out of your winnings before they hand you your winnings. So hopefully everybody got that. If you win $100 and you bet on banker, they're going to take $5 out of your winnings. Not on player, but they will on banker. So some people like only betting player so they don't have to pay a commission. So then the next one again is, remember throwing the jokers out. Sorry about that, people. So we got a 10 here. Player got 1 card. 1 card to banker. It's an 8. All right. Ooh. So my bet right here, as I said, is player because player's on a run. Boom. Player has nothing. Player has nothing. It's 2 10s. Both of those equal nothing. If we select another 10 right here, or king, queen, whatever, this automatically wins. It's considered a natural 8. There's a king. It's a natural 8. It's a chop. So a chop is when you thought it was going to go player and it went banker. Or you thought it was going to go banker and it went player. That's called a chop. So when you hear these crazy Asians sometimes at the casino saying chop, 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 that's what they want. They want it to chop to the other side. Or if you hear them saying monkey, monkey, monkey. So somebody would have been screaming monkey on that. You know, if somebody's like trying to pull the card, everybody would have been screaming monkey. This is a monkey. They want 0. So this will stay a natural 8. So you automatically win. So I would have lost money on that. I would have bet heavier if it was me. I would have bet heavier on the player, and that's how you lose. So now that was a natural 8. In my opinion, natural 8s will chop. A natural 8 will chop back to the player, and vice versa. If it's a natural 8 on the banker, a lot of times they chop back to there's no rhyme or reason to this. Everybody plays the game differently. I say that, so 9 times out of 10, if somebody made me bet $500 on this bet right now, I'm going to bet player. So player so far has a 6. We select the card for banker. Banker has 4. We select the card for player. Player has a natural 8, a 6 and a 2 equal 8. We select the card for banker. Banker has a 6. Banker has nothing. So the score, nothing to 8. So I was right. I would have won $500. Dealer pushes it forward. It would have been a natural 8. So now, what was my theory? My theory was a natural 8 is going to chop. So now I would bet banker. So I wouldn't bet on the right side. Now I would bet on the left side. I'm going to bet banker. So then 1 for the player. It's a king of clubs. 1 for the banker. It's a 4 of clubs. A 7. Player showing a 7. That's rough. A 7. But as they say, 7 never wins. 7 never wins. You hear that at the casino a lot. Let's see. It's a 4. It's not looking good. I get another draw because this does not equal an 8 or a 9. It's a 7. So I get to draw one more time. And we are at nothing. So the score is 7-0. I would have lost that one. So with that being said, 7-0, basically it's a difference, right? It's 7-0. So if you would have bet the little smaller dragons, that's called a dragon. So somebody, would have won on that one because it's a difference of 7. So somebody would have won on that one. So let's say if this was nothing and this equal, on a 3 card with 3 cards over here, if this equal 9, that would have been considered what I was saying, the 30-1. So after that one, my next bet, if I lost like that, I probably, let me think. So it went player like 4 times, then it chopped banker, then it went back player, a natural 8, then it went 7-0 on another player. So my next bet is going to be player because player's still on a run of some sort. So I'm going to bet player and I'm probably going to bet heavy. So now we're going to bet $1,000 on player, not banker. We're going to bet on the player side. We're going to bet $1,000. So player has a 9. Player comes out with a 9. And I did not set these cards up. I did actually shuffle these cards. So don't think this is set up. That's why I'm losing and winning here. Banker has a 5. Now remember, if player, I'm yelling for monkey. When I'm looking at my card, I'm saying monkey, monkey, monkey. I want a monkey, which is a 10, queen, jack, king, or I want an 8. I need this to be a natural so it sticks. Unfortunately, it's not. It's a 9 and a 5. What does 9 and 5 equal? 9 plus 5 is how much? 14. So what is it? Take 10 off of it, subtract 10. It's 4. 2, I'm still in the game. Banker selected a 2. So that means I am still in the game. I still have a chance to win. So we go back over here to player. Whew. I am still sitting at 4. I need banker to select a monkey. So how do I win? I got 4 over here. Banker has 2. I either need a king, queen, jack, or 10, or I need 8 to reduce this to 0, or ace. I need something. That's the worst card that could come out. A 5 came out. So what do we got here? We had 2 and we got 5. That means it's 7. So I lost 7-4. 7-4. All right. So easy math if somebody want to do it. There's a 5. There's a 5. That equals 10. Here's a 7. So you got to take 10 off of it. So it's 7. Okay. I lost a lot of money now, people. This is why I say stay away from the casino. So what would I do next? I lost 7-4. but banker probably is not sticking. Banker is only going 1. So I'm going to go back player again. And since I lost 1,000, right? And I kind of lost the hand before it. Now I'm going to bet $2,000. I would bet $2,000. If I lost this $2,000, I'm going home. If I lose the next hand, that's enough for the night. I'm going home. It's not my night. So this is my hand where I bet $2,000 to try to get back right. I'm betting it on player. So player has a queen. Banker has a 3. Whew, it's getting shaky here, people. Worst. So what do we got? This ain't a blackjack. This is 1. This is 1. Banker has a 9 and a 3, which means banker has 2. 2. A 9 and a 3. You subtract 10, so that means banker has 2. I need a number. I need a number to come out of here. I need a number. I got a number. It gave me a fighting chance. What do we got here? We got 5. I got 5. They gave me a fighting chance. I need this card to be a monkey. So this is when I'd be screaming monkey. Wow. Okay. So tell me what this is, people. Add it up real quick in your head. So we got 18 and then we got 3, right? So it's 21. So how much is it in baccarat? This is 1. So I won. I won my $2,000. Dealer pushes it forward. This is a 9, a 9, and a 3. This equals 1. When you go to the casino and you see all the Asians in that back room and they call it the baccarat room, this is what they're playing. This is how people stay there for a whole weekend, 3 days, 4 days. This is how they stay there because they're playing this crazy game. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the content. This video did run a little long. I apologize about that. But please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, get in that comment section and hit me with whatever questions you got about baccarat. Until next time, CA Pate out.